This is what you do when you've just found that statement handbag on eBay and you want to build an entire wardrobe around it. You start selling to keep buying. Yep, on eBay. Over that all-black everything phase? List it and buy all the color. Feeling more vintage than ever? It's out with the new and in with the pre-loved. Next thing you know, you've refreshed your wardrobe basically without spending a dime. Yeah, eBay, the place to buy and sell new, pre-loved, vintage, and rare fashion.
This episode is brought to you by Allstate. Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check you have the tickets in your wallet first before you drive 2 hours to the big game. Seriously, you had one job. Now the closest you'll get to the 50-yard line is parking lot D. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
The family that vacations together stays together. At least that was the plan. Except now the dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want your connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for the stay.
There are toys, and then there are freak-out-worthy toys. Toys that get big reactions like,
OMG, no way!
Or,
best present ever!
Or,
it's what I've always wanted.
For those toys, you need Walmart. They've got exclusives from major brands like Disney, Barbie, and Adventure Force that you can't find anywhere else. Toys that make kids jump for joy.
Thank you!
And make you a hero for giving them. Shop hundreds of exclusive toys.
Yes!
Welcome to your Walmart.
Welcome back to Rams Up, your favorite LA Rams podcast. We are part of the Fans First Sports Network. You can follow us on our YouTube channel as well, at LA Rams Up. I'm your host, Mark. I'll be joined occasionally by my football gurus, Paul and Ian. Let's get to it. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Episode 533 of Rams Up. Going to add some much-needed levity to this episode, bringing back my Who's Pumped, Who's Pissed, Who's Perplexed segment, checking in on fan bases across the country, see how they're feeling about their teams. Rams dealing with injuries, obviously. Well, so are the 49ers, and they're getting more bad news. We knew CMC and Deebo Samuel were going to miss this game, cornerback Charvarius Ward, and tight end George Kittle, both missing Thursday's practice and at risk of missing this game. Things kind of evening out maybe on the injury front. Well, not quite. Rams are totally decimated by injuries. Now, these injuries that the 49ers are incurring are serious, and on any other day, any other game, it would be a game changer. But in this instance, it's maybe just leveling the field a little bit, still advantage 49ers. Yeah, I wanted to make one minor correction. When the Rams signed Quintez Cephas, I mentioned how that was kind of a bummer for guys like Sam Wiglusz and Drake Stoops, because now one of those two, they had a shot at getting pulled up for the game, being activated for game day, given the Rams' shortage at wide receiver. And now, hey, maybe it's going to be Quintez Cephas, but what about Xavier Smith? I forgot about him, and he should be at the front of the line, in my opinion. Paul Walia poked me and reminded me he's a guy, we really liked him in the preseason. Really surprised he didn't make this 53-man roster, just a numbers game. So I think it's probably going to be Cephas or Smith being brought up on Sunday. My money would be on Smith. At least I hope it's Xavier Smith. He has put in his time and deserves a shot. Now, of course, as the fifth wide receiver, probably not going to get his number called a lot anyways. It may be a matter of which one of these guys can contribute on special teams. So we'll get into our Who's Pumped, Who's Pissed, Who's Perplexed just for fun. And after that, I have my Week 3 game picks. Man, did not go well last week. I don't think it went good for anybody. If you picked 9 or 10 correct last week, You are a true expert. It was a train wreck when it comes to picking games last week for just about everybody. Hey, it's time for another episode of Who's Pumped, Who's Pissed, and Who's Perplexed. I take the pulse of fan bases across the NFL and tell you how they're feeling about their teams, which fan bases are pumped, which ones are pissed, and which ones are just scratching their heads asking, what the heck just happened? Those are the fan bases that are clearly perplexed. Now, I got a bunch that are pretty pumped, and I'm going to start with the Arizona Cardinals. They were a little upset, I'm sure. Cardinals losing that game at Buffalo, could have won it, had a big lead and lost it. And they come home and they pummel their longtime nemesis, the Los Angeles Rams. And it was a very, very impressive win, 41-10. Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison getting it done. The defense really shutting down the Rams for most of the game. The Cardinals fan base is pumped, and we'll see if they can stay pumped. Lions coming to town. That's going to be a really fun game. And probably I should have led off with the New Orleans Saints putting up mega points. I almost want to call them the greatest show on turf, but that would be a disservice to our guys. But they absolutely look like an offensive machine right now, putting up over 400 yards on that vaunted Cowboys defense. Man, they got to be really excited. And the Falcon fan base has to be pumped. You know how close they were to falling into a extremely deep hole? The Bucs are 2-0. The Saints are 2-0, and the Falcons were oh so close to going to 0-2. And this is a team most were predicting would win that division. They have one of the easiest schedules in the league. And man, it was really cool for Raheem Morris. Nice celebration in the locker room. Gotta love that guy. And keep in mind, if they had lost that game, who do they have this week? The Chiefs at home. Falcons could have very easily slipped to 0-3, while the Bucs and Saints are improving to 3-0. And that would have just been a really deep hole to climb out of, because I suspect going into this year, I thought only one team from the NFC South would make the playoffs, but hey, maybe it'd be two. See how things go. But Falcons fan base, at least for this week, is pumped. And the Minnesota Vikings fan base, look what they've gone through. They've been kind of an afterthought in the NFC North for a couple of years. Had that great receiver, Justin Jefferson. They drafted J.J. McCarthy. Looks really promising. And then he goes down. And look at the Vikings. Sam Darnold and the Vikings 2-0 after beating the 49ers. What a big win for them. And the Seahawks fan base has to be pumped. I think they should maybe check the brakes a little bit, but they are 2-0 after beating the Broncos and the Patriots. I'm not sure how excited I would be. Hey, you win the games you're supposed to win, I suppose. Now they get the Green Bay Packers. I'm assuming without Jordan Love, they got to be pumped. They could move to 3-0. And hey, if the Rams beat the 49ers, the Lions beat the Saints, Seahawks are going to be in really good shape. Not saying those things are going to happen, but if you're a Seahawks fan, you got to like the spot they're in right now. And the Charger fan base is pumped. 2-0 under their new coach, playing old school football. Not a lot of offense on display, but they're getting it done. They go to Pittsburgh with a chance to improve to 3-0. And, Charger fans have to be a little bit happy to see the Rams floundering. They're not going to own LA anytime soon, however, but they got to be happy about that. And the Raiders fan base has to be pumped because this team, man, they'll take any win they can get, any sign of progress, and they go to Baltimore and get the win. Yes, Raider fans are pumped about being 1-1. Which fan bases are pissed? I'll lead off with the Carolina Panthers, Bryce Young. And you know what? I'm not going to put it on Bryce Young. There was a really good discussion on ESPN, included Mel Kiper and some other guys, putting the blame for the situation solely on the Panthers, changing their offense, changing coaches, not giving him the support he needs. Bryce Young could end up being a very good, well, maybe not very good, a respectable NFL quarterback. But I don't think it's going to happen in Carolina. He may be on the move, but the Panther fan base must be livid. The Bears still own draft picks that belong to the Panthers, and those draft picks could be very valuable, seeing how the Panthers are floundering. And the Eagles fan base, man, considered putting them in the perplexed column, but they got to be pissed. They've seen this from their team so many times. Such a good team, and they find ways to blow it like this. And where do you put the blame? That call, the pass play to Barkley? Do you put it on Barkley for not making the catch? Put it on the defense for allowing the Falcons to go down the field so quickly and score? I don't know, man, but I'm watching that game. There's, I don't know how many fans in that stadium. They're ready to hit the bars and celebrate the 2-0 Eagles. And then 2 minutes later, what just happened? Your Eagles are 1-1. And now they get to go play the Saints. And there's a few fan bases that I think are a little perplexed. One of them is the Bengals. I don't know, is it just me? Do they start out like this every year, kind of floundering? They go to 0-2, lose to the Patriots, a team they should be able to beat, go to Kansas City, almost pull off the win. Bengals need to get their act together. Their season is slipping away. Can say that about our Rams too, of course. And 49er fans have to be a little perplexed. I get the sense from 49er fans that they expect to go 17-0 every year, and they don't expect to be handled by the Minnesota Vikings. And Christian McCaffrey hurt, Deebo Samuel hurt. That's the one thing the 49ers have to be overly concerned about. Every year is going to be their year. Just no significant injuries. CMC dealt with that so much in Carolina. He comes over to San Francisco. He's been pretty healthy since he got there, but if he, for some reason, is not, throughout the course of this season, going to really hurt the 49ers' chances of getting back to the Super Bowl. Hey, Jordan Mason looks great. He's no CMC, though. And what about the Cowboys? That defense gave up 432 yards on just 56 plays to the Saints. Saints had 190 yards rushing. This is not supposed to happen to the Cowboys' defense. So some red flags there for the Cowboys. And then there's the Dolphins. Tua is hurt. Skylar Thompson's the quarterback. For now, they picked up Tyler Huntley from the Ravens practice squad. So they're too deep there, I guess. This team's still good enough to win a lot of football games, but you just got to be really perplexed if you're a Dolphins fan. How excited should you be about the season moving forward? All these weapons. Skylar Thompson, hey, he could be fine. Don't know much about him. I think they may actually go into Seattle and steal a win. They are the underdogs now, but still, if you're a Dolphins fan, you're so excited going into the season. And Tua's down. When is he returning? No idea. Fan base is definitely perplexed. And I guess I have to include our own LA Rams fan base in the perplexed column. I'm not pissed. I'm not pissed about how this season has gone. Just perplexed. Just seems like a lot of bad karma, a lot of things breaking against us. We come out of the preseason. Yeah, there's a couple of injuries. Darion Kendrick, Trey Tomlinson. Got the suspensions to deal with. And then we see Sean McVay obviously on edge at some press conferences. Ernest Jones gets traded. Just some odd things, but we're still hopeful. Got a really good team, especially on offense. Exciting young defense. And then the injuries just piling up. We lose in Detroit when we shoulda, coulda won that game. And then we get kind of stomped in Arizona. More injuries. I'm just perplexed. If I'm pissed, who am I pissed at? I'm not really pissed at referees or the coaching or Les Snead or the players. Just perplexed. What the heck is going on? I feel like I'm in Poltergeist sitting in front of a TV screaming, what's happening? That's how I feel as a Ram fan. Pretty darn perplexed. Hey, we'll get this turned around maybe. And the next time I do this, the Ram fan base will be exhilarated, totally pumped, because finally something good has happened. Got my game picks coming up here in a second. And by the way, if you want to join me and make picks with me, hey, you know what? I'll even let you make the picks one week. You want to join me on the YouTube channel, on the podcast, and be the expert for a week, shoot me an email, ramsuppodcast@gmail.com. We'll give it a try.
This is what you do when you've just found that statement handbag on eBay and you want to build an entire wardrobe around it. You start selling to keep buying. Yep, on eBay. Over that all-black everything phase? List it and buy all the color. Feeling more vintage than ever? It's out with the new and in with the pre-loved. Next thing you know, you've refreshed your wardrobe basically without spending a dime. Yeah, eBay, the place to buy and sell new, pre-loved, vintage, and rare fashion.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. With over 122 million parts, you can make sure your number one ride or die stays running smoothly. Brake kits, LED headlights, bumpers, whatever your baby needs, eBay Motors has it. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, it's guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time. Plus, at these prices, you're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only, exclusions apply.
The family that vacations together stays together. At least that was the plan. Except now the Dastardly Desk Clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want your connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for the stay.
There are toys, and then there are freak-out-worthy toys. Toys that get big reactions like,
OMG, no way!
Or,
best present ever!
Or,
it's what I've always wanted.
For those toys, you need Walmart. They've got exclusives from major brands like Disney, Barbie, and Adventure Force that you can't find anywhere else. Toys that make kids jump for joy.
Thank you!
And make you a hero for giving them. Shop hundreds of exclusive toys.
Yes!
Welcome to your Walmart.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Week 3, Rams Up Straight Up game picks here, and I'm pretty depressed about how things went last week. But I think anybody that made picks last week did not do well, so I'll take that to heart. My record, not too great. 6 correct. That's right, 6 correct. But for comparison, our buddy Pete over at CBS Sports, who I like to compare to, he only did 1 better, and that was because he picked the Cardinals, and I continue to pick the Rams. We'll see if I do that again this week. You know what's going to happen here. You already know, but I'll keep the suspension going for a little bit. Let's get into our Week 3 picks. Who am I going with? Well, let's run down the line here. First game up Thursday night, Patriots at Jets. Jets favored by 6, and rolling with the Jets here. I think they'll have the Patriots number. I think the Patriots will keep it close. Could be a little bit of a defensive struggle, but rolling with the Jets. Bears at the Colts. Now, the Bears showed some signs of, progress. They did give up 7 sacks, was it though? Colts have been a little disappointing. I thought they were going to be in the conversation. This is a chance for one of these teams to take a step forward. Anthony Richardson hasn't really gotten much done. I don't know, 2 young quarterbacks, 2 inexperienced quarterbacks. Colts favored by 1, by the way. I'll take the home favorite. Don't feel strong about this, but hey, when you're in doubt, take the home favorite is what I say. Next up, Broncos at the Bucks. Bucks favored by 6.5. What an opportunity for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to get to 3-0. Man, they're feeling it there in Tampa Bay with Baker Mayfield. Broncos have been really struggling. Not sure what to make of Bo Nix. I just got a really good feeling about him. I loved his answer. Someone asked him about the interception he threw in the end zone, and he said, I stepped back and I threw it to the other team. That's all he had to say about it. But I am taking the Bucks in this one. That's actually my survivor pick for this week. What do we got next? We got the Packers at the Titans. Titans favored by 1.5. I think the Packers are the better team. Titans are underrated, though. Ernest Jones had a really good game last week, by the way. And I'm taking the Titans in this one. And this is another one where probably going to be there's going to be a lot of split opinions on this one. Go with the Titans though. Texans at the Vikings, and the Texans are favored on the road at Minnesota. Vikings coming off a big win. Texans getting it done. Hey, remember, they're my Super Bowl pick out of the AFC, and I think the Texans bring the Vikings back down to earth. The road favorite wins that one. Chargers at the Steelers, and I don't know about this one. This is the type of game where in years past, Chargers got no shot. They just have no shot. These are the types of games they lose, and something crazy happens. A field goal hits the upright, bad snap on the extra point to win the game, and they lose in overtime. But, I think Jim Harbaugh has brought something new to this team. I think he really has. There's a new culture being built here, quite different than the culture the Rams have built, and that's fine. It reflects the personality of their coach. And the Steelers, I just, 2-0, great. One touchdown on the season. I'm just not, and I like Justin Fields. I think he's the right quarterback to roll with here, but I'm taking the Chargers. Giants at the Browns. Browns favored by 6.5. I'd just have, aside from Malik Neighbors, there's nothing about the Giants that excites me. And Deshaun Watson, he finally stepped up. I'd given up on him. Take the Browns to win that. Eagles at the Saints, one of the games of the week. This is one of 3 or 4 games that, going to be really fun. At least on paper, you think it's going to be fun. And I think the Saints are going to improve to 3-0. The Eagles, bouncing back from a loss like that, and jumping on a plane and going to New Orleans to play a 2-0 team. We'll find out a lot about this Eagles team. It all fell apart last year, and a lot of it was in the locker room. So I'm told, it's on coach, on the leaders on that team, the veteran leadership on that team to get things squared away and get that ship pointed in the right direction. And it's going to be tough against the Saints in New Orleans. It's kind of funny saying that. Like 3 weeks ago, I wouldn't have been saying that. A formidable challenge in New Orleans, but I think that's the case, and I think the Saints win that. Panthers at the Raiders. Raiders favored by 5, and this is a game where, you just automatically pick the Raiders because it's the Panthers, right? But if there's one team that could find a way to blow this, it might be the Raiders, but I'm still picking the Raiders, and I was tempted to make them my survivor pick. How often do you get a chance to use the Raider, to pick the Raiders in the survivor pool? Not a lot of times during the course of a season you have that opportunity, but just couldn't do it. Dolphins at the Seahawks, and this could have been a really fun game if Tua was playing. The odds I saw, Seahawks up to 4.5-point favorites. And there's something about these two teams. Seahawks at home, 12th man. They got the new coach, getting that defense straightened out. But you know what? I'm taking the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are gonna get it together, rally around their second string quarterback. Tyler Huntley is the backup there now, by the way, and I'm taking the Dolphins to win that game. What else we got? Ravens at the Cowboys. Again, just some really good games. Both teams coming off of losses. And maybe they're both looking ahead to this game. Ravens lost to the Raiders at home. The Cowboys lost to the Saints at home badly. And now they come in. I see the Ravens favored by 1, basically a pick 'em. And, we have that data point. The Ravens always take care of NFC teams. This defense, Cowboys defense, is going to be fired up, though. I'm going to take the Ravens. Lamar Jackson against the NFC. That data point is just weighing on me heavily. I'll take the Ravens. Lions at the Cardinals, another great game. I'd take a bag of popcorn and watch this one for a couple hours for sure. Cardinals. See, the Lions are favored by 3. I don't think the Cardinals are getting quite the respect they deserve. Maybe the Lions getting a little too much. Lions really haven't been that impressive. They had a couple good series against the Rams, the overtime drive, and then Jared Goff throwing the ball all over the place. 2 picks, should have been 4 against the Bucs. This Cardinal team is fired up. This could be an incredible game, and I'm going against my better instincts, and I'm taking the Cardinals. I've been telling people all summer this could be the year the Cardinals take a big step forward with their coach in his second year. Kyler Murray, healthy. He's got to stay healthy. Marvin Harrison, Bud Baker playing as good as ever. I'm taking the Cardinals. Maybe I'm a little teed off still with the Lions. I think the Lions loss left a worse taste in my mouth than the Cardinals game, but that's just me. Chiefs at the Falcons. Falcons, 7.5 points. Is that what I'm seeing? Or is it, 3.5. I'm taking the Chiefs in that one on the road. Bring the Falcons back down to earth. Don't be surprised if that's a fun, competitive game. Jags at the Bills. Bills favored by 5. I'm taking the Bills in that one. The Jags just seem to be kind of jinxed this year, playing just well enough to lose. So I'll take the Bills. Bills improved to 3-0. Bills and Saints, probably my 2 biggest surprises from my perspective. I'm not really surprised by the Cardinals. I am surprised with the Bills and the Saints. I've been kind of banging on them, so I was wrong there. And then our Monday night game, I don't know if, I guess Jaden Daniels versus Joe Burrow could be somewhat entertaining. Other than that, Bengals favored by 7.5, and I think they'll win. Yeah, it'd be fun watching Jaden Daniels. I haven't seen him play yet. I don't sit and watch, 10 football games over the course of the weekend like a lot of you. Don't have the time, but I want to see Jaden Daniels play, and this will be my first opportunity since college at least. And then the 49ers at the Rams. Let's talk about this game. Rams, 7-point underdogs. Offensive line is banged up, but they are getting Alaric Jackson back. They'll have their 2 tackles back. Bo Limmer's been playing okay at center, Kevin Dotson. So their offensive line actually could be okay. It's a formidable challenge going up against this 49er defensive line. We know about all the injuries on the Rams side: Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, John Johnson, Darius Williams, Tyler Higbee. He's been out all year. The list goes on and on. 49ers are pretty banged up too. CMC's out, Deebo Samuel's out, and now Greg Kittle and Ward, their starting defensive back, both not practicing and at risk of missing this game. This could be a very competitive game, and CBS Sports AI bot is actually picking the Rams to cover as their pick of the week. Not to win, but to cover. So their AI is predicting a close game. And I'm going to roll how I always roll and take it or leave it. I'm picking the Rams to find a way to win and keep their season alive and improve to 1-2. It's going to be a close game. And as I said on the round table, Joshua Carty will be our player of the game. He's going to hit a few field goals. He's going to hit a long one. And Rams win this game. And how strongly do I feel about it? Not at all. On paper, you still think the 49ers are the better team. Rams have just been so much bad karma, so many, every day it seems something more bad news coming out of Rams camp. But these are professionals. They have a great culture there. And I think McVay learned from 2022. He's going to come out, this team's going to come out ready to fight and find a way to win. And it ain't going to be easy. 49ers are the better team, but hey, stuff happens. Rams find a way to win. Some of these young guys are going to step up. Jared Verse could have a big game. Jared Verse and Byron Young make their presence known. Rams do a little bit better tackling, a little better job tackling, maybe we'll be okay. So I'm taking the Rams. I think my prediction was 19-17. That's right, a lot of field goals. That's what I got out here from Rams Up. That's going to do it for this episode. Remember, you can reach us at ramsuppodcast@gmail.com. And don't forget about our YouTube channel. Our handle is at laramsup.com. Till next time, keep the horns up, stay safe, and have fun out there.
It's time for today's Lucky Land horoscope with Victoria Cash.
Life's gotten mundane, so shake up the daily routine and be adventurous with a trip to Lucky Land. You know what they say, your chance to win starts with a spin. So go to LuckyLandSlots.com to play over 100 social casino-style games for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Get lucky today at LuckyLandSlots.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply.